afternoon. So this piece of work was created for an NGO called Protect and Serve the Children. They've been around for 17 years, and in those 17 years, their core mission was to create an environment for children in Malaysia that was safe from child sexual abuse. In the last 10 years, through their grassroots efforts, PSTC has reached out to 20,000 adults and 12,000 children. But coming into 2016, they faced a particular challenge because what they found from their partners was that the estimates for the number of crimes had increased exponentially. There were as many as 30,000 estimated cases of child sexual abuse happening in Malaysia every single year. Now, if you put into context their previous efforts, there was no way that they could scale their grassroots efforts in order to communicate and make people understand just how big a problem this was. So they needed to try something new. Now, the biggest problem with child sexual abuse is that people often think of it as they do other sexual crimes like rape. People think that these crimes happen at random, that they're crimes of opportunity, that is perpetrated by strangers. The truth is that there's a lot of misperception of what the actual crime is. Child sexual abuse is a much more insidious crime. While most people know that such crimes can result in lasting effects for the children well into adulthood, what they don't know is that these crimes, 80% of these crimes are actually perpetrated by people that the children know and trust. Another aspect of the crime is that these activities are planned way ahead of time. The abusers plan which child to approach, how to approach the child, and they mask their intentions, or they mask the abuse with attention, fun and games, care and attention. So it's a dark masquerade that goes on. And because the activities happen over gradually, over an extended period of time, child sexual abuse can actually go on for a much, much longer period of time before parents or anyone else suspects that there's a problem. So the biggest barrier was a misunderstanding of the nature of the crime. So the main objective for the campaign was to drive awareness and understanding of child sexual abuse. Now, if we wanted people to understand just how insidious and dark and abusive this particular crime is, we were inspired by the behavior of the abused themselves. The core idea was to take popular rhymes that every parent grew up listening to and every child was familiar with, and collide it with the intent and the actions of the abusers. So the idea was spearheaded by 3 videos. Another aspect of child sexual abuse is it doesn't discriminate, it goes equally across all races. So we created 3 different videos, one in English, one in Malay, and one in Chinese. We used popular nursery rhymes, Suriram for Malay, Itsy Bitsy Spider for English, and 1 to 7 for Chinese. The other aspect was, after people watched the videos, they were driven to a website. Now, this was a separate website that we specially created for this campaign, and we created it as a content hub where people could go to after they watched the videos, where they could educate their children, find out how to detect the signs of abuse in their own children, and also how to react if, God forbid, something happened to their own children. We also asked people to play their part, and their part was really to share out the videos even more. Another aspect of the campaign was that we had no media money at all. This is an NGO. They could barely raise enough money for the production. So the way we launched it was slightly different than how you would launch a campaign. What we did was we armed our partners. We leveraged all those contacts that we had with the media, with the police, with the social welfare department, all those different bodies and ministries. We put them together and we armed them with the videos. We showed it to them using 360 cardboard, using the videos themselves, and armed them with a link to the site. So they were our medium, basically. We had that one-shot launch event, after which we hoped that it was controversial enough to spread by itself, and it did. The success of the campaign was measured through views of the videos. That was our primary way of measuring the campaign because we couldn't pay for tagging, monitoring, or any of that. But we did manage to get 1.5 million organic views cumulatively for all 3 videos, an earned media value of 424,000 ringgit, and a total viewing time of 321 days, which is amazing considering the 24-hour news cycle that we go through. People actually watch this for almost a year. And what was most gratifying to PSTC was, for once, knowing if we estimate 1.5 million views, if one person watched all 3 videos, that's over 500,000 people who have now understood or learned more about child sexual abuse. And that gave them hope, because for once they knew that they could reach out to as much more people, as bigger than what the problem actually posed.